Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV player ratings time, and I am joined to my right by Mitchell. Mitchell, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm very happy. All good, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get started, Mitch, what did you think of today?
Uh, Good. Really good.
Yeah.
I thought we played well. Obviously, you know what? As an overall team performance, I thought we set up the exact perfect way
Mm.
that we should have done. No, it's a shame Ben Rama wasn't fit. 'Cause I would have played Ben Rama based off his performance against Norwich, and the fact
Yeah.
that, as you said before, and I think you've pointed out, Fornals and Lanzini don't work well together. Um, but that said, I thought the way we played today was great. It was just down to individual mistakes, not making use of like big chances. Like
Mm.
Antonio was the reason why we didn't get the result, like get the win. But mate, a draw's still very good. I mean,
Mm.
all we need now is United to draw and us to win. It's Brighton, we get
Mm.
Europa League, and now
That's
the
it.
Europa League conference is confirmed, which is good. Well,
It's a
not
free hit.
well, not confirmed. Confirmed, I don't think,
Yeah.
but.
Well, it's as good as they got a win basically
But
against
not in terms of the
Liverpool.
position. I think if
Yeah.
someone wins, it's terms with like positions or something. I don't know. I can't remember how it works. But if someone gets something different,
Mm.
I don't know how it works. But there's a system where I don't think we can get Conference League. I think it drops to sixth or something.
No. I think we're guaranteed at least Conference League this term.
We might
I
be.
got I got to admit, I thought it was excellent today. Before we get started, I thought it was excellent. I thought one
Mm.
man literally fucking run the show for us, really, and he's just excellent, mate. He really is. But I'm going to get on to him later. But let's start off at the beginning and start off with this man, Lucas Fabianski. Mitchell, take it away, mate, for him. Mixed bag for me today, but excellent
Yes.
penalty save.
Yeah. To be fair, the penalty save I thought was absolutely superb. It was a very
Yeah.
good penalty save. He's also done his research
Mm.
because Moyes, I think, 6 out of his 7 pens he's taken on the right side. He went down the right, very good
Yeah.
save. Science went though, he did look shaky all game. Like looked a bit ropey, didn't look confident, like coming for crosses, for example. The save where he should have held on to it, he didn't. He kind of parried it to left. He had lots of time. I think that shot was from Zinchenko.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I thought it was okay. What's the question mark for?
That's a 7. It's a 7 for Fabianski from Ian.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
agree.
I need glasses.
I agree, mate. Listen, right. One thing
Oh,
I
what,
will
you agree
say,
I need glasses?
both. I thought he was poor up to the end, towards the end of the
Yeah.
game.
But
Up
it's a
towards the
massive,
end,
massive thing that, to be fair.
yeah. Like
That
I
save.
thought to myself, Fab, you keep coming out, you drop the ball, you nearly let one in the back of the net. And then he just turned up in the second half, and that penalty save was great. Let's be honest.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
I think he done a couple of other good saves. I will give him a higher 7, just not an 8 for me. The penalty save is great though. Don't get me wrong, it is great. But before that, his kicking was a bit all over the gaff.
Oh yeah,
He's
shit. That's per.
yeah, he's like a jack all night, mate. He is old Fabianski, but he has helped us win a point today. So it's a 7 from me. Mitch, what are you giving him?
I think seven's bang on, mate. I probably would.
Mm,
Well, if we lost the game, probably a 5 it would deserve up until the
mm.
penalty save. Because he did look shaky, a bit ropey. But I got to say, I do think the penalty save was absolutely massive. It was fantastic. So
Mm.
for me, it's a 7.
7 out of 10 for you. Moving on to this man, Vladimir Coufal. Oh dear, I think he got ruined by Grealish today, didn't he?
Our worst player, without a doubt, today.
Mm.
Without a doubt. Also, the most overrated player at West Ham. Also, not that very good. And I don't get why people saying, "Oh, Coufal's back. Coufal's back." He played one good game in
Mm.
recent time, and that was against Norwich. And all the people that comes off Ben Rama saying, "Oh, he's shit. It's against Norwich." Blah blah blah. Well, fucking only good game Coufal's had this season, really. For a while was against Norwich. So how can you fucking say that? But yeah, Coufal did have one good game against Norwich, but
Yeah.
no, it's one that it's one. It's far and few between.
Yeah.
So I just think he's so inconsistent so far. I don't get the hype with him. I just think he gets
Let me
praised.
ask you, Mitch. Let
People
me
go
ask you
back.
this.
People go back to his last season, and I just
Yeah,
don't think.
and I was just going to say that to you, right? Was Coufal a one-season wonder in your opinion?
100%. That's because the way we played, we really, really played counter-attacking last season.
Yeah.
This season, we've taken it to teams more.
Mm.
But that really suits Coufal because Coufal is a player that does much better when he's got a lot of space to run into.
Yeah, I
Like he
agree.
did against Norwich. No one closed him down at Norwich. He had
Yeah.
so much time on the ball. Another good game in this season where he had was Norwich at home. It was at January, I think it was. And him and Bowen, again, had loads of space. I said that was probably Coufal's best performance of the season at the time. And today, when you've got no time and he's under pressure, fucking shit he was.
Yeah.
And for me, he was the only player on the pitch today that I actually thought was shit. But the rest were either okay or very good. For me, just really shit. The own goal was absolute shambles. There's no excuse for that. Just really poor. And he got ruined by Grealish. He didn't make one good tackle against Grealish today, I don't think. Grealish, every time he took him on, I was saying, here we go, let's see what happens here. And he skinned him every time, gave away fouls.
You are right, yeah. I agree.
He did, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, his defensive ability, for me, is so overrated. I really do think it's so overrated. I think because he gets stuck in, it makes him look good. But for me, Johnson, defensively, is so much better than Coufal.
Yeah.
So much better.
Honest,
Johnson
though,
doesn't get beat off. Huh?
I've got to be honest, though, Mitch, yeah? It is night and day from this season, from last season with him, with Coufal.
Oh, mate.
100%.
If you go game by game that Coufal's played this season, I would probably say 8 out of 10 games, you would say he's had a poor game.
Do you know what? I'm not like far away from like agreeing with you on that. Like, I don't mean that. Like today, I looked at him. He just looks a shadow of himself from last season. 100%.
When he's got no time on the ball,
yeah,
he's just an absolute mess. Like he just fucking hoofs it all the time. He's got no brain, mate.
Yeah.
Listen, I always call him Crackhead Coufal because he's got no like. he can't calm down.
100%, mate. 100%. Agree. Listen, I thought we got ruined today by Grealish. Yeah, Grealish done a little job on him. And do you know what? It is funny, Mitch, before I get to your rating, right? A year and a half ago, when we played Villa, do you remember when we played Villa, Mitch? Remember when we played Villa? And Coufal was done a job on Grealish. Today, Grealish literally...
Oh, that's because we fucking doubled up on him. That's why.
Yeah, 100%. What are you rating him today?
No, I was actually thinking earlier on, do I give him this rating? I thought, look, because it's a good team.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm not even basing it on that. It's a good team. You know, other players done really well today, regardless of the fact it was Man City. For me, it doesn't matter the opposition. He did not do a single good thing today. Not a single good thing. And he done lots and lots of bad things. So for me, 3. I'm giving 3.
Oh, Mitch. Fuck me, man.
Have some of that, you fucking crackhead.
Oh, Mitch. I didn't think that was coming, mate.
He was shit. He was so shit.
A 3?
Yeah, mate.
A 3? Yeah. Nah, mate. Oh, mate.
It's only because of the occasion, mate. But say this is a mid-season game.
Yeah.
The name of this team wasn't Man City. It was, I don't know, Crystal Palace. And he dropped that performance. Everyone would be punting him off left, right, and centre now. I agree.
I agree. If that's up against Zaha, and Zaha done that to him, then I agree with you. I don't know about a 3 though. I'm going to give it, but it's your opinion. That's fair enough. That's what it's about on this channel. I'm going to give him a 5. The only reason why I'm going to give him a 5 is I think the own goal. I know what you're saying. It's a bit clumsy and all that. I get it. Don't get me wrong. But if you don't defend it and someone scores, then he's to blame anyway. So he can't really fucking win there, can he? But he did get ruined by Grealish.
The thing is, though, in that position, you've got to be quicker.
Yeah.
You've got to be much quicker, mate. You've got to be more anticipating. And you can't head it towards the goal. Like, you just can't do that.
Well, Mitchell's gone for a 3. Don't kill me in the chat. And anyone who's watching this says I'm the negative one. Now you know what, right? I'm not. So, and I'll go with a 5. Moving
Silver
on.
Cock's back, mate.
Well, moving on to the other side, Cresswell. What do you think of Cresswell today, mate?
Pretty quiet.
Mm.
One of our quietest players. Probably him and like Lanzini were very quiet. Mate, I
Their
didn't really see much
attacks,
of him.
their attacks was mainly going down that right, though, wasn't it? Because Bowen
Yeah,
and
Moyes, he did
Coufal,
struggle against Moyes. I don't think he'd
yeah.
done too much.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty average, really. Nothing special. I didn't see him get forward at all, to be honest. Set pieces, I don't think he, done really any set pieces of significance.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 6.
Mm. Yeah. I'm going to give him a high 6, just not a 7 for me. I agree with what Mitchell said. More their attacks were mainly going down the right instead of the left. And what he did well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
But when it did go down the left, as you know, Coufal was shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it's a pretty easy rating there. A high 6 for me, just not a 7 for me. Moving on to this man, Kirk Zouma. I thought he was excellent today, Mitch. Every ball that come in the box, he headed it away. I thought he was top class. What did you think of Zouma?
Good, but they deserve the penalty for his tackle.
Mm.
I watched it back, mate, and that's a clear pen. We've got away one there.
Which one? The one that, and Jesus was it? The
first? Kicked Jesus, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, very good. But the penalty, well, we're lucky. We're very lucky, and that is his fault, really. And we're very lucky there. I'll give him a 7. Stand 7, I think. A good solid 7. He done well. But yeah, good 7. I'd say. That's what I'd say. High 7.
I've got to agree yet again. Me and you, I think, are on the same wavelength tonight. I thought he was excellent, though.
Not besides for Coufal, yeah.
But no, yeah, not for Coufal, though. But I will say one thing. I think I'm going to give him a high 7. So I think he was very, very good in the air, heading everything away. So yeah, it's a nice, easy rating there for me and Mitch. 2 7s, 1 high, 1 low. Moving on to where is he? The man who gave away the penalty, Mr. Craig Dawson. I don't know what to rate him tonight, Mitch, because I think defensively he was okay, apart from that one fucker. So it's an hard one with me tonight with him. I don't want to go in on him because he's been great, but it's clumsy again. Like it's a clumsy foul to give away in it. It is a penalty. It's not like kid ourselves. It's definitely a penalty. The referee should have called it anyway, but he didn't. He's shit. But we'll get on to him later. For me, when I look at Dawson, he's a very, very steady player. He did take out Kevin De Bruyne in the first half, which I thought was excellent.
I love that. Just completely bodied the fucker.
Yeah, absolutely went through him, mate, which was excellent. But I don't know what to rate him tonight. I really don't. What do you think, Mitch?
I'll give him a 6. I think it was decent defensively. Gave the pen away, which is very poor, very clumsy. If I think the 6 is about right, without the penalty, would have got a 7 for me. But
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you there, 100%.
Thanks.
I think he was excellent up to the penalty. And up to the penalty is just a major like that. Do you know what I mean? Because it is clumsy and he could have lost us the game. So I'm going to give him I give Zouma a high 7. I'm going to give him a high 6. Just not a 7 for me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So it's a pretty standard rating yet again. Moving on into the midfield positions. And we're going to start off with this man, Thomas Soucek. I do love it. Listen, brother, I do love you on this channel, yeah. And listen, I love the bond we got when it comes to Soucek. But
I love it, James.
What did you think today of Thomas Soucek? Honestly,
I didn't think he was too bad. Honestly, I thought he'd done some knockdowns which created opportunities for the goal. I think. in the second half, it created a big opportunity for Bowen where he headed down to him, to be fair, in the box, which gave Bowen a chance to have a shot, which I think Bowen should have done better as well. Not going to lie, he should have went to the right. But besides from that, very quiet. Defensively, didn't really do anything either, to be honest. It was just only those couple knockdowns, which were good knockdowns and did create big chances, to be fair. I'm considering that.
He did do a good tackle in the second half against Rodri. The ball comes in, it takes a ricochet, the ball's literally falling to Rodri. Rodri's about to put it in the back of the net, basically, and Soucek comes flying in and gets a touch on it. So,
for me,
puts it out.
Okay, fair play. I don't really remember that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. No, I do. To be fair, though, I'm not being funny. If I was in the same position as Soucek there, I'm tackling him as well. It was an easy tackle. It was an easy tackle, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you got to give him some bloody credit, Mitch. He's there, isn't he? He's like,
credit for just just doing that? The ball comes to him and just kick out the corner.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm not going to give him an extra rating just for like that little tackle.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 6.
But I'm going to give him a high 6. I think it was all right. I think he was okay today. I think everyone worked hard in that midfield. Listen, De Bruyne didn't really get a lot of sniff like today, like at all, of any sort of decent play. But I think that was more down to Deck more than him. But he was involved. Him and Soucek together was like, that was the old like dream team of before. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to give him a higher. Yeah, I'm going to give him a high 6. You're going to give him a standard 6, and pretty fair rating, really, mate. If I'm being honest. Moving on though to this man, Declan Rice. I'm going to start off with this. This geezer is absolutely fucking world class, right? Absolutely one of the best players I've seen at West Ham in my lifetime. And I've seen some good players. Like
fantastic.
This kid. I cannot stress it enough how well this kid is. Like at what he does. Like. Kevin De Bruyne today, I didn't get half a chance. Not anything else. Declan was everywhere today. I'm going to give him a very high 9. Right, and I'm going to be honest. I thought Declan was absolutely phenomenal.
So it's pissing it down. I'll give him man of the match. I don't actually. I'll give another man of the match. But is he your man of the match?
He's up there, mate. I thought he was excellent, Mitch. I really did. I thought he's like to keep Kevin De Bruyne quiet the way he did, and Kevin De Bruyne didn't have hardly any chances whatsoever. He's fucking got to be up there because he literally man marked Kevin De Bruyne the whole game, and that was it. Do you know what I mean? He was excellent. He was excellent for me.
I'd give him a 9 as well. Yeah, I'll say just a 9 because but he done well. Mate, Phil McCocker said it was Soucek who kept De Bruyne quiet.
Nah, not for me, Phil. Not for me, Phil. So go back and watch it back, man. Amount of interceptions Rice done today on Soucek. On De Bruyne.
On Soucek? I wish he'd done it on Soucek.
On De Bruyne today, Declan Rice literally took the ball from so many times today. So many times, trust me. So I've got to disagree with you there, Phil.
Exceptional today, mate. I really do.
100%. Yeah.
Just a very good, classy performance. 9. Very good. Very good.
And do you know what I liked about Declan today? Yeah. If that's the captain for next year, which it will be, well, the future's very bright at West Ham. That's all I can say. Do you know what I mean? Because I just love him in that role. Like he's an absolute leader, and he nutmegs his nephews. So yeah, that's also.
Mate, that was brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant.
That was quite funny, I must admit. I did have a little laugh on that one. Do you know what I mean? But he's a winner. He don't like losing, even against his nephews.
Moving on. Exactly. Fuck him. Fuck him.
Moving on to Manuel Lanzini. What do you think of him today, Mitch? I thought he was.
He's trolling. Sorry, have you said that? Sorry. It says what he's saying. Bill McCott.
Oh, don't worry about that. What about Lanzini, man?
He
Talk
said
to me about
Sergio
Lanzini.
Aguero. Huh? So gone.
Talk to me about Lanzini.
Got stuck in a little bit. Probably our quietest player. Really didn't do it. Didn't really affect the game. Didn't really put his.
I don't know, Mitch. He worked hard today. I'll give him that.
He worked hard. Yeah, he got
I
him
see
down,
him
but
flying about. He was flying about all over
yeah,
the gaff,
but it
mate.
didn't get forward enough for me, and
yeah,
he didn't really. I don't know, like it wasn't the kind of way we played today. Didn't really suit him. It wasn't, the way Lanzini plays. It's kind of possession based, building up attacks slowly.
Do you know what? It's so good, right? When you have like opinions, right? This is what I like, yeah. And I thought he was not too bad today, but I'm looking in the chat and I'm seeing 5, 6.
Yeah, I'd give him a 5. I'd give him a 5.
Steve Hill gives him a 4. Richard gives him a 5. John gives him a 6. So it's interesting to see what people see, like different opinions. You know what I mean? For me, I thought he was. Yeah, I agree with John there. I'd give him a 6. I don't think he was a 5 or 4. Right? Maybe I'm wrong,
really?
but no, I thought he was all right. I thought he was all right.
Besides from so far, probably our worst player. Didn't do anything, mate.
I don't know, but you've got to look at the opposition that we're up against, though, Mitch. We're up against a world class.
But do you know? Because other players played well.
True. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I think for what he done all right. Do you know what I mean? And I think the only thing I will say, he didn't do enough, but I think he done okay. I don't think it was a bad performance or a below par performance. I think it was just a steady performance, nothing like major. But I will say one thing: I think he should have come off sooner. I do agree on that. I think when Noble come on, Noble should have been on well before. Like, do you know what I mean? I think Lanzini was running out of gas. I'll give him a 6. What would you give him, Mitch?
5.
5 out of 10. So standard performance for Mitchell. Let's go to this man. Pablo Fornals. Mitch, talk to me, mate.
Fucking wank. Besides from the assist for the goal, I thought it was very sloppy, very useless. Tracking back, pretty non-effective. Mate, just done nothing really. Just sloppy passing, sloppy play. He was playing about at times today like he was on a five-a-side pitch, like trying to do little things. And
I've got to admit, Mitch, I've got to be honest. Yeah, listen, I'm not his biggest fan. Yeah, Fornals, but when he done that fucking pass, I thought this.
Yes, mate, it's fantastic, and I will consider.
It's a world-class pass.
I will give him an extra rating for that. I will give him an extra luck point. But you know what I mean? For me, it was a bad performance today. I mean, bad.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. This is another one with me because I know. Listen, people know what my opinions are with Fornals. I'm very mixed with that man. I don't know. What are you rating him?
I'll give him a 5, and that's for the assist. His performance probably wanted a 4. That's been, fairly respectful and generous, I think. But the assist is very good. It is very good, and for that, he does deserve an extra point for that in my eyes. So I'll give him a 5.
I don't know, mate. I look at that assist, Mitch, and I think anyone else on that pitch couldn't have done that.
Forget the assist for now. Say you do the same way as me, and you was to give him an extra point for the assist. Right. Performance-wise, what would you give him rating-wise? Because I'll give him a 4, say, for the performance.
I think with the opposition he's up against, I think he weren't too bad. Like he weren't
I'd like to see his pass success rate though, mate.
Yeah, obviously. Right. It'd be interesting to see what that is, right? He wasn't mustard, don't get me wrong, but he wasn't awful. Like I would give him a 6, just a 6, but I think that's about where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? I think the assist is a great. Well, it's a great assist for him, isn't it? Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? It's one if that's Kevin De Bruyne doing that, everyone's raving about it. If that's Harry Kane doing that, everyone's raving about it. So
thing is though, they wouldn't drop stinkers after the game after that though, which he did.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. For me, I just think, I think he deserves a 6. Moving on to this man, Jared Bowen, fucking wonder kid, mate. He's one that, listen, I remember having a debate with Affers a long time ago about this geezer. Me and Affers said the same thing, yeah? And people kept saying he keeps missing too many easy chances. He gets in the position, but he don't convert. This geezer is now converting his chances. I think we've got a top-class player on our hands, Mitch. What do you think of him today?
I'll tell you what, he's doing what he's doing. I'm a big fan of him at the moment. His finishing today was something that you would not have seen of Bowen from last season or Bowen at the start of the season. For me, he gets a good solid 9, like a mid to high 9. Except it's a shame he didn't get the hat trick.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing I can say negatively today was he should have done better for that shot where he volleyed it down, where Soucek nodded it down to him, and he hit it straight when he should have hit it to the right, really. And then he would have got his hat trick. But I thought, to be fair, he didn't actually get on the ball that much, I don't think. I just think when he did, he was absolutely exceptional.
I thought he was excellent today, mate. I think there was let me remember this. In the second half, right, he's running down the side, and I think he goes near post. I just look at him and I just think, I think it's when Laporte done a bad back pass or something, Mitch. And basically, he's on it. He's on everything, this kid. Like, he gets the ball and he's running at people. And that's what he should be doing. And that's what I want to see more of at West Ham next season, especially next season. I want to see, if we sign players, get people running at their defenders. Because we haven't got enough of that. We've only got a couple of players who really do that.
That's what I'm saying, mate. Honestly, like, for me, the top targets, obviously the striker and probably left back, but really, we do really need a real direct left-sided winger, mate. We really
100%, 100% agree with you.
Like,
and that's nothing.
Right, I think and that's not one of our. I think defensively, I think we're all right. Obviously, we could do with maybe a couple of balls, but attacking-wise, I think is probably where we're slightly lacking overall. I think we're probably better defensively than we are going forward. So we do need left-sided winger massively to complement Bowen, because Bowen is superb. He's not necessarily the quickest player. He's not the most skillful, but he just does the basics so well. He keeps the ball so well.
I think he's one of the best. I'll tell you what, Mitch. I think he's one of the best right wingers in the league.
Right backs, he's probably better than Coufal, to be fair. Right back,
but I'll tell you what, right winger. I think he's up there with arguably one of the best in the league. I see a poll the other day, right, and someone was saying about Moyes and other players. I'm thinking, bruv, this geezer plays for West Ham United Football Club. He hasn't got £1 billion worth of talent around him. Do you know what I mean? He's got players sometimes who don't
perform. I don't know, mate. It's a big statement, best right winger in the league, though, isn't it?
I think he's been one of the best players in the league this year, Mitch.
I agree. I put Salah above him. Saka and Moyes, I would put above him.
You are trolling me, bro. Tell me the truth. Like, tell me you've just not said the S word to me. That Saka, mate, I will not have that, bro. Not a chance, mate. Right, Bowen.
I know all our fan base seem to say that, but I think Saka. I just think in the top side, I think he would do even better. I'd say. I think that extra bit of pace on Saka, I think, really helps him.
Nah, Mitch, I'm not having it, bro. Not having it, man. I'm not having that at all. Right? Saka's a good player. Don't get me wrong. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans, and I've had this debate, right? But I think Bowen's been out of this season.
Overall, we've got to consider Saka's been doing this top class for like 3 years now.
Yeah.
Bowen's been great this year. Last season he was decent, but Bowen's had one good season. He's been very good. Saka's been exceptional for the last 3 years, and he's been Arsenal's player of the season this year. He was the player of the season last year as well.
Listen, I know, like, there's people I know who are Arsenal fans, and I've been on Arsenal channels, and even they would agree that their season hasn't been great. But I cannot. Anyone who's looking at Jared Bowen and Saka, all right, let me ask you this then, Mitch, before we get to a rating, right? If you have to pick Saka or Bowen to go to the World Cup next year, who are you picking?
It depends. Obviously, we've got another 6 months. And at the moment, on form, Bowen's better, 100%. And he's looking like he's going to keep improving and will probably be better than Saka. But for me right now, overall, not just considering form as well, also the fact that he's been doing it at a high level for longer, Saka, I also take into consideration that. And for me, I'd say Saka just at the moment?
I can't agree with you, bruv. I really can't. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on this. I think Bowen, to me, is going up levels. I think what it is, the difference is with me is I've seen Bowen before West Ham. Yeah. So when he was at
I
Hull,
think Saka beats his man better, mate, and I think that's a big part of Winger's game.
I don't know. Yeah, but he's not as clinical as Bowen.
He's not as
100% not.
clinical. He's not as clinical. I agree.
Every
But
time Bowen is on, every time
I'd say probably. Besides from that, Saka. I don't know. I think Saka has. I don't know. I think Saka's more dangerous.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. But do you know what? We will have a good debate about this over the summer, I must admit. Give me a rating for him today. What are you giving him, Mitch, that you said?
I will say, I think Bowen's positioning is miles ahead of Saka's. I think he positions himself so well, and his runs are fantastic. And I think that is something where he really does exceed. I'll give Bowen a 9.5 today. I thought it was absolutely wonderful again. And I'll take him to World Cup team 100%.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to be honest. I think today was an excellent performance from Jared Bowen. I love this kid. I fucking do. And I cannot have anyone telling me Saka's better than him. I don't care. Even Arsenal fans, I will debate Arsenal fans. I will debate Mitch. I'll debate any person going. I think Bowen's been absolutely first class this season. He's carried West Ham. Let's be honest. Let's be real right now. Certain players haven't cut it in certain games, but Jared Bowen has carried us through all the time. I'm giving him a very, very high 9, just not a 10 for me. Yeah, I think him and Deck deserve joint man of the match for me. Both were absolutely excellent today. Moving on, but I'm looking forward to that debate though, Mitch. That'd be quite fun, mate. Me and you, son.
This season, Bowen's been better, 100%.
Yeah.
But I just think overall, I'll say Saka personally.
Moving on to this man, Mikel Antonio. Another mixed bag today for me, Mitch.
Pardon?
Excellent work, Mikel Antonio. Right, another mixed bag. Excellent work rate. Run the lines, run the channels, done everything else. But when he gets the golden opportunity, he fucking spoons it over the bar. What do you think today on Mikel Antonio, brother?
You know what? It's a prime Antonio performance, really, where he does all the hard stuff well. And then when it comes to just having a bit of composure, relaxing yourself, he just goes, "Fuck it, let's have a go at it." It's a very, very poor attempt. He's either got to be doing it better or laying it off the Fornals.
I agree.
He's a bit of a greedy cunt, unfortunately. I do like Antonio. He's had a bit of a mixed season. I'll probably say a good season from him overall. But he's a greedy cunt, and But I still thought, besides from that chance where he should have done much better, I do think he was very good today. I don't think he done really much too wrong. He ran through their team, really scared their defenders, assisted the second goal. Done really well today. I'm in between a 7 and 8. I will go whatever you think.
I'm the same as you. You know what? What you just said there, I was just thinking what you were saying. I was thinking, I bet he says what? And I'm between the same. I tell you what, I'm going to give him an 8. Just an 8 for me.
I'll give him an 8.
I thought he assisted the goal. I thought he worked his bollocks off. But let's be honest, when he gets that chance, it's got to be like, that is a golden chance there. If he scores that, we go 3-1. I think it's game over then. Do you know what I mean? But I've got to be honest, I've been very critical of Antonio on this channel, and I've got to be real that today he thoroughly impressed me with his work rate. It's just end product with me sometimes with him. It's very frustrating. But
I think, do you know what? Honestly, I do think he's better.
Yeah,
as a winger, mate. I think.
I will say though, Mitch, he was having a fucking war with Anthony Taylor today, which we will get onto later.
He was.
Him and Taylor were like.
I'll tell you what, though. It's hard to blame Anthony Taylor too much. And I know I'll talk about it more.
Yeah.
I do think Antonio does throw himself to the ground though in his tackle. It's such a big lump. He does throw himself. I get it. You want to win a foul, and if he's contact, he probably should win a lot of them. But when you're milking it a lot, it's hard because he does really overreact to a lot of them for such a big lump. And when you're the referee and you see this tiny little bloke push him, which is a foul, but then he goes flying to the ground, starts rolling this massive lump, then you think you're in two minds because you think
I don't know though. I don't know today though, Mitch. I think the referee. We'll get onto the referee in a little while, but today I think the referee was against him. I tell you what, I've got to say this though before we move on. The last foul of the day when Antonio goes down, right? He's trying to buy the foul, really. Yeah, doesn't get the foul. He goes absolutely berserk, Mikel Antonio, and he starts pointing at Anthony Taylor, saying, "Oi, you're taking the piss. You're taking the piss out of me." And I just laughed my head off, mate. I just thought, you know what, fair play to you, mate. You're giving it back to him, 100%. As I say, but we will get to that later on. Anyway, moving on to the subs.
Miss Hammeret's right there. Grealish is a diving cunt.
Yeah, I agree. But before we get onto the subs, please do like the video and please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. It goes a long way.
You read that comment then, didn't you? I was about to say that.
And please hit the notification bell also
Yes.
so you get all the content. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the content, lads. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to start off with this man, Mark Noble. First of all, Mitch, I'm going to start off with his performance, and then I'm going to end it with him. Yeah. Talk to me about him today. I thought he was a very calming influence in that midfield when we
I'd give him a 2. No, not really. Yeah, I give him a standard 6. Really, like he's just done away. He was just calm. Probably better than Soucek, to be honest.
Yeah.
Didn't really see so much of him. You know, he just kind of just sat there and did he do a tackle? I don't really see him at all, to be honest.
Nah, he did, Mitch.
Yeah, I give him a 6.
Mitch, you're fucking trolling me now, bro. I thought he was good when he come on.
Sorry, Phil McCock is infectious.
Oh, ignore the chat. Talk to me, bruv, yeah? Listen, I thought Mark was excellent when he come on. I really did. Like, he got the ball, he was calm, he had a bit of composure about him. And do you know what? Especially today of all days, Mitch, to come on, knowing it's your last game, making sure your head's not gone. I thought he was excellent. He was excellent. I really
did. In that respect, yeah.
Yeah.
Noble needs to train Coufal. Just give him a bit of his calmness, a bit of his composure. If I was Mark Noble, in the end of the season, he stops playing for West Ham, I would take Coufal on a little holiday with him, to I don't know, the mountains of Japan, and I'd take him a little venture and find his inner soul, because Coufal needs to calm the fuck down. I think Noble's the one to do it.
100% agree. I'm going to give him a 6.5. I don't do half on this, but it's going to be a middle of the road 6 for me. What are you giving him, Mitch? Before we get on to him,
give him a 6.
Yeah. I'm going to let you go first, Mitch. What is your final thoughts with Mark Noble? He's been West Ham for a long time. He's the last of a dying breed, basically, of one club men. I did like the Pep Guardiola thing at the end. I think that was a touch of fucking class from that gentleman. Really did. I come up
Massively.
to him.
I've always said I've got loads of respect for Guardiola, because not just for that, but Guardiola really respects West Ham.
Yeah,
he's always said good words about West Ham, and I love that. And I think there is a decent relationship between us and City. And I think that little touch from Guardiola was absolutely superb. Someone said earlier on Twitter, I can't see Klopp doing that, and I couldn't. Maybe Klopp would have rubbed him in the head or something, or give him a little pat on the back. But Klopp's a cunt, mate. Klopp's a cunt, and honestly, it is so sad. As we spoke about last week, I've been raised with Mark Noble.
Yeah.
When I first started into football, that's when he started growing as a player. Ever since I've really started liking football and got into West Ham, that's when Mark Noble's been playing. So I don't know anything but Mark Noble. He's always been in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And mate, he could be tough, without him in the dressing room, without his his leadership, his advice for youth players, for example, and new signings, because I've always heard new signings talk about Mark Noble and how Noble's talked to them and made him feel comfortable in the dressing room. It's going to be tough. Players have got to step up now and fill his boots. Whether that will happen, it's big shoes to fill. But maybe Declan Rice could advise to that. But it's going to be tough, mate. It's going to be tough. He's such a great man, such a gentleman. and I think he could do. I think he could be an excellent manager one day.
Yeah.
It's not just because he's captain, because people say, oh, you know, people like Roy Keane have failed, Gary Neville have failed. But the difference with Noble is he's not as erratic as people like Roy Keane. He's very calm.
He's humble. He's a
humble. He's so
yeah.
humble, and he knows how to win. Really, like he knows, because I've never watched Noble and think, oh mate, like what are you doing? Like he's not switched on.
Yeah.
He always wants to play a certain way of kind of progressing us forward and win games.
What it is though, Mitch. What it is though, Mitch, is that when you look at Mark Noble, he's never been world class, but he's been a class act. Like he's been a class individual for West Ham. Like, listen, Mark Noble's the same age as me. Yeah. And when I look at him, literally growing up watching that geezer play, he's been through some shit. Listen, I'm going to say my bit about Mark Noble. I love the geezer. It made me sad. Yeah. It makes me sad when I look at him and I see him today, he's in bits. Yeah. Because I know for the fact it means the world to him. Like tomorrow, as of next Monday, he's out of work. Do you know what I mean? He's got no work. He's got that's his career gone, and that's it. He has to move on.
Sad.
Do you know what I mean? I do agree with what someone said in the comment. Though we need to get him back in and around this club. It is a major. Like we need to get him around there because I believe he could make our youngsters better, a lot better.
100%.
I like the way he has conducted himself. He's been through hell, mate, Mark Noble. I love him. And if I ever met him, I'd probably cry my eyes out because I look at him. He's the same age as me. He's just an average bloke. But what he's done for West Ham is he's never shitted on us. Like he's never fucked off. He's never said to us, you know what, we've got relegated. Oh, I'm going to go somewhere else. And there was a time where he could have done, but he didn't. And for me, when I look at him, he deserves every ounce of respect that he's got. He deserves every bit of credit in the bank. I mean, he is a legend. Like people say, he's not a legend. He's not he hasn't won anything.
Oh, mate, he's a legend, 100%.
The geezer has been at West Ham all that time. He's had relegations. He's had enough bankruptcy. He's had the fucking lot, and he still stood by us. And that, to me, you just don't get that in modern day football anymore, do you, Mitch? Let's be honest.
You don't, mate. There's, and it is a bit of a shame that it is a bit of blind breed. As obviously wages increase and the money in the game is massive now, it's harder to find people that really play for the club and not the money.
Yeah.
Obviously, money is obviously a massive part of football and it always has been. But there's always been a balance. There's always been people that fight for the club as well. Like, leaders like, John Terry, for example.
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't really get them players anymore. And Mark Noble is probably the last in the Premier League, mate. I don't actually know anyone else in the Premier League.
Do you know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
So it is sad. Mate, it's so sad. And
because it seems like to me,
it's sad, like, because because he's left on good terms. He's not left where everyone's cutting him off, saying, "Oh, he's really shit." Because even though, say, a few years ago he was playing regular football and he was being hunted off, he has taken a step back approach. And I think the way he the way he's played this season when he has played. Yeah. He's accepted the fact that he can't be playing the way he used to, and he just keeps things very simple now, or did keep things simple. So I've got absolutely nothing but respect for Noble.
Yeah,
he was the first player that ever got an autograph off as well. And then my dad sold him a car 2 weeks later. I said, "Sorry, sir, crazy." Yeah, mate, and I'm absolutely. I'm over the moon for his career.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can bump into him again one day and give him a kiss or something. Because I've got nothing but respect for the bloke. Absolutely love him. And you know what? If he does choose to go on to be a manager, I would love him to stay at West Ham, say, for the rest of his coaching career, if he chooses to take up that option. But I do believe that he could go on to manage. I think he could go on to managing and do a fantastic job in the future as well.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I do. 100 people watching, 20 likes. Please smash a like on the video, please. It goes a long way. It really helps me out. Please do smash a like.
Sorry,
as
James,
I say,
someone said to me the other day, imagine Declan Rice say he leaves in 2 years' time or next year or this season.
Yeah.
And then Mark Noble comes back to manage us in, say, 15 years' time. and then he brings Rice back one little dance. Imagine that. I don't tell me.
Well, that was me. That was me, but I didn't say 15. I said 10 years time. Because he'd be 38.
Well, who?
That could be 38 in 15 years time, bro. You know what I mean? Let's no one have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even but he'd still be probably playing at the top level by that time as well. Right?
Listen, Mark's excellent, mate. Excellent servant for West Ham. And you know what? It must have been very, very hard for him today. Very hard. Like emotionally, everything. Do you know what I mean? 60,000 fans there. We fucking love him, mate. And at the end of the day, he deserves all the happiness and success he's got. He's fucking earned it at West Ham. I know that for certain. You know what I'm saying? Moving on, though, to who was the subs today then? We had
Yarmolenko.
Oh, Yarma come on, yeah. Yarmolenko come on, and Ben Johnson was the last substitute. Let's talk a bit about Yarmolenko, mate. It obviously come on.
I give him a 9. I thought it was absolutely unbelievable today. Absolutely sensational. Fully worth his £125 a week. I
know, mate. He was absolutely excellent. Listen, there's no point giving him a proper rating today.
No,
but
no point.
Let's be honest, Mitch. He's leaving at the end of the season. It's been a mixed bag with Yarmolenko, but he did give us one of our greatest nights when we played Seville at home, and he scored the winner. And he got us through to the next round. Give us a quick summary of his time at West Ham, mate, for you.
Obviously, I think we'll probably talk about this a bit more in like an end of season review or whatever we do. But, just briefly, because I won't be seeing him live anymore. No, because I won't be going to the Brighton away game next week. So, but you know, I've always had a soft spot for Yarmolenko. I always have. I've always felt he's been picked on quite a lot because of the wage, and I've always felt slightly sorry for him because of that and the injury. So I've never actually said he's a bad player. I just think, you know, he's a bit slow. But I actually think he's an all right footballer, and I think you know, maybe in like the Serie A next season he could do actually pretty well. But you know, he's never been a real Premier League kind of player because he does lack the work rate really, and the stamina, the speed, the physicality. But the good things he's done at West Ham have been massive good things. You know, from him scoring 2 at Everton away, which for me is one of my favourite away days when he scored 2, because where I sat was directly where he took his shot and it bent, and I was raving up about Yarmolenko so much before that, saying he's going to do absolute bits for West Ham. Obviously, it hasn't really turned out the way you would like it to, but my mate was saying, "Oh, he's fucking shit" and all that, and he scored literally as we were talking about him, and the limbs were unreal. But I've got good things for Yarmolenko. I don't really feel he's left on bad terms. I think he's left on decent terms with the big goals he scored for us at West Ham. And look, he's had a good wage for the last 3 or 4 years. So
yeah,
that's it. His time's up, and hopefully he does well, because you know what, he's always kept his head down, and whenever he's played for us, he's never really moaned. He's always tried. He's always given it a go. So, and that's all we can ask for as West Ham fans. Obviously, sometimes it's not enough, which is the case with a lot of players at West Ham, in my opinion. But yeah, mate, I'm glad that his time's up, because it's good to clear dead wood, and hopefully make some reinforcements in the summer. Yeah,
I agree. I think the one game though, there's 2 games. First game is the Chelsea at home game a couple of years ago. I always say this on this channel. I think that goal that he scored and we won the game 3-2. I think if we don't score that, I think we go down. And I'm quite open about that. I think that's a massive goal. I think that gives us confidence to go on, and then we go and beat Norwich, and then we manage to get over the line. Listen, Yarmolenko's a mixed bag for a lot of reasons. On the one hand, he's on a lot of money. He hasn't really done fuck all, really. But on the other hand, he's left this season really with something to remember. The European football, he scored goals. He scored that goal against Seville that made him a hero, really. And fair enough, he's leaving. It is the right choice. It's the right move to go and leave now, because we need to go and find other players. We need to cut the wage bill down so we can bring in more people. But yeah, Yarmolenko, you've done well in spells, mate, but thanks for your service. That's all I can say really on that. I mean, he's done well in spells, but that's it. So good luck to him, and obviously, good luck to his family and all, because what's happening in Ukraine at present. But moving on to the final rating of the evening before we get to the big rating, which is this. Give us a quick rating for Ben Johnson before we move on, man.
Do you want to give a rating for him? I don't know if I can give a rating for him, personally.
How long was he on the pitch for? I can't remember how long he was on for. Not long, was it?
No, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. But I can't remember him doing anything, to be honest, mate.
Yeah, I'll give him a standard 5. Standard 5 from me and Mitch then.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, then I'll keep it as a 5.
Yeah. Moving on
fairness,
to...
what Jazz has just said there is bang on. Yarmolenko's given us more memories than Haller and Anderson. To be fair, obviously, he's still been given a lot more time, in all fairness.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good point, to be fair. And
I agree.
I can't really argue with that. He's right.
Well, moving on to this man, the ref. Fuck, this is going to get heated now. Right. I don't know where to start with this twat. First of all, Mitch, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, right? Why is there a Manchester reffing a Manchester City game today?
I think Andy Taylor is actually not too bad of a referee, so I'm not really going to cut him off that much. When I saw his name come up, I thought, happy days. You know, he's not that bad of a ref. But
Mitch, you're trolling me tonight. You've got me. I thought he was shocking tonight.
Mate, before today, would you have said Andy Taylor's a bad ref?
Oh, he's had some shockers today. He's had some shockers this season, Mitch. I'll go back to the Arsenal game this season away at the Emirates. He gives a penalty, which is debatable at best. Then he sends off Coufal.
Yeah, true.
It's the same fucking ref again. You know what I mean? I thought he was shocking today, mate.
Fair play. I don't. Yeah, that's a fair point.
And that's the one. And that's just one off the top of my head. Like, if I was to go and do a bit of research on him, he's fucking horrendous, mate. I've never seen someone so biased in all my life today. And that is, listen, and you know why I'm like you. You've done this with me for a while now. You know that I'm not always blaming the refs, but today I thought the ref was one of the worst performances I've seen for a long time.
We got lucky with the Zouma one, though, mate. I'm not going to lie, we did. Got away with one there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But I think just Anthony top. Listen, I agree with what you said earlier about Antonio. Antonio does go down a bit easy, but there was a couple of times where he went down and he deserved a free kick.
100%, I do agree.
And he got nothing. And one thing I will say, because I didn't say it earlier, I'm going to say it now, is that Antonio was fighting with Taylor in the middle of the fucking park near enough. It was like a war between Antonio and Taylor, and it was just he was terrible today, mate. He was terrible. I'm trying to think about what he'd done.
He was very poor.
Yeah, every time there was a decision.
And from a neutral side of it, if I was, a fan of either side, I'd have watched his refereeing performance today and gone, this is absolutely abysmal. It's embarrassing. The Zouma penalty, all decisions.
And I'm going to say this, it wasn't because Man City was like cheating or diving or anything like that. It's because he was just shit. It's as simple as that. He was just. And
if it wasn't for VAR, then he wouldn't have. The fact he didn't give the Dawson penalty at first, I thought, that looks bad. And he didn't give a penalty. I thought, they're going to look at VAR here. And they did. I thought, how the fuck has Anthony Taylor not seen that? First of all,
100%. 100%.
He's had a mare. From a neutral point of view, he's had an absolute mare today.
Yeah, and if you're looking at him, like Jesus brings down Bowen, right? And he's just he's just awful, mate. He's just awful. He's just one of the worst.
He did get a yellow card for that, though.
Yeah, but there's so many decisions today where he just let go. And I remember one foul, I think it was on Lanzini. Lanzini gets the ball. He's fighting a 50-50 ball, gets taken out by Rodri. And they just go play on. And I'm thinking, ref, you're having a fucking laugh. And I think I put it on my Twitter feed. Well, if you go down my Twitter feed, it's West Ham, ref. All the time. I'm going to give him a 1. That's no joke. Listen, he gets a 1 for turning up. Absolute shocking, mate. Absolute shocking. What did he? Let's be honest, Mitch. What the fuck did he get right today? He didn't get the penalty right. The only thing he got right really is the Jesus.
I'll give him a 2, mate. I'll give him a 2.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll give him a 2.
He was just shocking, mate. I'm sorry, I've gone on to a little rant there, but you know how it is.
So just a couple of things.
Yeah, go on. Man.
I saw some. I'm not going to name them, but someone's come on his channel before.
Mm.
Someone said yesterday, like this morning, when we was talking about Coufal and how people overrate him, including myself. Fun enough, he had a shit game today. Shocker. That he's got one of the best deliveries in the business. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? No, I'm not trying to. I'm just asking a question. Like,
well, we can ask that. You can ask that question right at the end of the show because then we can get into it. What are you giving the ref? What are you giving the ref? Two.
Yeah.
Two. It is. It's a 1 for me. Anyway, moving on to this man, Mr. David Moyes. Final home game.
I forgot we had Moyes there as well.
That's all right, mate. No worries. David Moyes, mate. One thing I'm going to say before I get on to today that he's probably I don't think it's ever happened with West Ham. But we've scored in every home game this season, which is a major achievement. That says a lot to me. And that's down to Moyes, 100%. What do you think of Moyes, mate, today?
I personally would have started Abiola still. I still think, especially considering it's coming to the end of the season. If he started Abiola today and he saved us, made incredible saves, and against Brighton he was incredible as well, then that would give us some more of a reason to sign him in the summer and maybe put forward his name more. But the fact he is better than Fabianski. I don't get why he's not been given games in the Premier League because he's been great in Europa League when he's played. Aside from that, I can't really argue with anything else. Soucek had a decent game last week, even though he had a shocker today. I would have brought on Fredericks earlier. I would have brought on Fredericks a lot earlier.
I agree.
Done with more pace.
Yeah.
Going, just trying to hit on the counter and to defend against Grealish. And I would have substituted for Fornals because I thought Fornals was shit. So, but besides from that, I thought, the fact obviously Ben Rama wasn't fit, the team did really kind of pick itself. So yeah, I'd give Moyes an 8. You set the team really well. It's just down to individual player mistakes really, and lapses in concentration, which is why we didn't get the 3 points. Yeah,
I've got to agree. I've actually got to agree with you, mate. I think today he gets an 8 for me. The only thing I will say, which was a bit of a negative on his part, is he should have changed it a bit sooner. I was screaming for Coufal to come off. I thought Coufal was getting ruined. I thought just get Ben Johnson over there, and like put another set of legs over there against Grealish. Do you know what I mean? As soon as I say that, he goes and puts a fucking ball in his net. Do you know what I'm saying? The subs, he brings Noble on, right thing to do. Don't get me wrong. Forget Noble's last game. It was the right choice. We needed calmness in that midfield because we was getting like clumsy at best. But solid 8 for me. He was excellent today, and we've scored every game this season at home. So that to me says it all.
That is unbelievable. I didn't realise that stat. That is a very impressive stat.
Yeah,
I think it's an absolute disgrace. It's an absolute farce that Moyes has not been nominated for manager of the season.
But we will get to that right now. That's an 8 from me. That's an 8 from him, from Mr. David Moyes. And let's get into it about that, Mitch. What are you saying?
So a couple of things. Obviously, we'll start. I said about the other thing I'll talk about the Coufal thing again quick.
Yeah.
Good deliveries.
Right.
First of all, so we was having this discussion about Coufal on Twitter today, this morning, and Rio Bear and me were talking about how overrated he is, and people I don't get what people love so much about Coufal. I really don't get it. What he's maybe it's just the fact he's got a bit of passion and likes the club or something. But mate, sorry, I've just seen what Jazza said. So but someone said underneath that he's got one of the best deliveries in the business. I mean, I could not believe what I'm seeing. I would not put him in the top 100 in the fucking world, mate. The delivery.
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest with Coufal. It's a mixed one with me because I do like Coufal. Coufal was one of for me. Coufal last year was player of the year. I wanted him to be player of the season last year.
It wasn't my player of the year. I think he was very good last season.
I thought he was fucking amazing last year, mate. Absolute amazing, yeah.
But this season has been shit. So
yeah.
no.
So
I can't. But the thing is, though, it's not.
Yeah.
it's not like he's had an off season because I think he's. I don't think he's just starting off season. He'll bounce back next season because I can't see him doing more next season personally. Same with Soucek. There's some players. I think Ben Rama could. Ben Rama's had a bit of an off, say half a season. But if he played next season, I could see him bouncing back. There's some players you can just see it with. Coufal hasn't got that real bit of quality for me. I think he does lack a bit. He hasn't got a brain. His brain is non-existent. It's like mush.
I don't know, Mitch. I don't know. Next season will prove where Coufal is at. Like, because I remember West Ham a few months ago. People will probably remember this in the chat that they was hesitating about offering him a new deal, and they were saying they don't want to go down and give him a big deal because he's had one good season. And this season, let's be honest, if you're rating him this season, which we will do at the end of the season, which I'm going to get all the boys on for their player ratings, it's a mixed bag with Coufal, but he ain't got the best delivery. I've seen other players.
Rico the business. I mean, fuck. It's shocking. That is one of the worst takes of the world.
But I think defensively, he's just the only thing is with Coufal, he just lacks a bit of pace. I think if he had the pace factor, he proved it today. Like, he's up against Grealish. Don't get me wrong, there's a massive age difference there. Grealish is young and he's getting on a bit, but Grealish really tore him a new one. Let's be honest. And Grealish hasn't been.
He did, mate. And when it comes to better teams, Coufal really does struggle. Against the good sides, he does struggle.
Yeah,
I've always said that, and I will really stand by it.
Coufal is a sort of player that you bring in someone younger, like if that's Ben Johnson. If Ben Johnson can learn to go forward like Coufal, we've got a quality player there. Do you know what I mean? But do you know what I'm saying? But it's mixed with him.
Think in the long term, I think we do need a right back, mate. I really do.
Yeah, and you know what? That's Harrison Ashby. I'd love it. Ooh. And you was saying about manager of the year, Mitch.
Second point, manager of the year, and I've got a little third point as well.
Go on, man.
As well, if you don't mind. I'm sorry.
No worries, mate.
Thomas Frank and Patrick Vieira have been nominated over Moyes. Is a fucking disgrace.
You got to laugh at it.
So, Thomas Frank, fair play. He's come in, brought Brentford up, done well. Made a great signing of Ericsson. Took the risk where other teams didn't want to, and it's paid off. Ericsson's been fantastic.
Yeah.
Got a good result again today. Good against those scarce bastards.
Yeah.
Fair play, but not better than Moyes. And Patrick fucking Vieira, fair play. He's done good. He's made some decent signings, but he's been nominated over Moyes. It's not like they've done absolutely amazing this season, Palace, and they've finished like 7th and got Europa League.
Yeah,
we've had a very thin squad this season. Partially down to Moyes, to be fair. But we've had a very, very thin squad.
Right.
He's pushed every player to the absolute limit, and he's squeezed every little bit of effort from these players.
Yeah.
He's scraped us through tough games. He's really got us through the tough games, and sometimes set up in games where I didn't think was right, but we've got the result anyway.
Yeah.
We've got to a very good point in the Europa League. We've done all right in the 2 cups, not too bad. The FA Cup and the League Cup, not too bad in them.
Right.
And he's got us to 7th place again, minimum, maybe 6th again. That's outstanding achievement for West Ham.
Well,
and for to not be Moyes, it's an absolute disgrace.
The only thing I can think of, Mitch, is that they know, and I don't want to be disrespectful to Palace or disrespectful to Brentford. This is no disrespect, but West Ham are a bigger club than a pair of them, and they know that the fan base will get behind Moyes. That's the only thing I can think of. Moyes, to me, should have been nominated. I could not believe it when I saw that. Thomas Frank, I'm going to be honest, Brentford have done amazing to stay up. They have, but they have got a very well-run system there. They buy low, sell high.
I like Brentford a lot.
Their transfer model is excellent, right? It's very, very good. Look at them. How the fuck are they nabbed Ericsson out of nowhere? They've got Ericsson.
But it wasn't about nabbing. It was about taking a risk on someone where they know that obviously he's had previous problems. Yeah. If we, you know what, let's have a risk. Let's have a go. And that's something where I think Moyes does need to change. He doesn't really go for those type of players where you think, it could be a risk. Is he better than him? I don't know. And I do think Moyes has to change it that kind of way in terms of his transfer policy.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously Thomas Frank's done really well. And I do like Brentford. You know, they've got a good fan base, a very old fan base. The average age of them, I think, is probably like 75.
Well, one of my good mates is a Brentford fan, and he's in his 30s, I think. He's come up to be 30 next week.
Hell, he's probably the youngest fan there.
Right, but no, but the way I look at it, he even says to me, he says, James, the model that we've got is we're not going to put ourselves in debt, but they go on like a ratio of like people's ability. Like they do it over, I think it's XG or something like that, or whatever it is. So, do you know what? Fair play to them. The Patrick Vieira one makes no sense to me. Someone just put in my chat just a minute ago, and I make him 100% fucking right. Vieira and Frank, Potter's done better than the pair of them. And Potter doesn't get a mention.
Very true. Very true.
Do you know what I mean? So,
I agree.
That to me is like, that says it all really to me. And what's your final point then, Mitch?
So just quickly, mate, I found out the other day, do you know what Brentford's new stadium capacity is?
It's about 15,000, I think.
Mate, I know, that's embarrassing, isn't it? To build a new stadium. That's what, 16, 17,000.
But Mitch, go back 10 years ago, mate. They was in League Two.
Oh yeah, but
10 years.
I mean, it's not that, but it's
10 years ago. 10 years. 10 years ago, right now. Go back 10 years ago. West Ham were in the playoff final against Blackpool.
Playoff final, mate. That is one of the best moments of my life. That is one of the best days of my life. That was like me and my old man going to the game.
Was you a little whippersnapper running around like, I mean, go on, Mark, go on, Colton?
I lost my dad when we celebrated, and I was hugging these three old blokes in front of me, and I was just this little tiny boy. I say tiny, I was probably still like 5'9" or something at the age of 11. But little tiny boy hugging all these blokes, and mate, that was such a special day. And back then, it's funny how you change really, because when you're really young, like I didn't care how we performed. It's just like we wanted, if we scored goals, I'd go mental, and that was it really.
Yeah. Do you know what though, Mitch? I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before we wrap, mate. Right. First question is, right, what's been your best home game that you've seen live this season?
It would have been Seville, but obviously I fucked up the tickets, which I do. I still, regret massively.
Yeah.
Best home game. I don't know, mate. I'm not a big fan of home games, and I say that openly. I will never be a fan of the London Stadium until it's changed completely. I just personally don't like how corporate it feels. It's just me. I don't like the Infield Stadium. I don't like the Emirates New Spurs Stadium.
Yeah,
it's just not me, and I will struggle to like the London Stadium.
But what's the best game you've seen live this season?
It's hard to think, mate. Because I'm just trying to think of games where we've gone absolutely crazy with the celebrations and.
Well, Liverpool.
Aside from Seville, I can't really pick out one because the away game just night and day for me.
Right, you got Liverpool, you got Leicester.
Liverpool, yes, Liverpool, mate.
You got Chelsea. Chelsea at home.
Liverpool all day long. Leicester was great as well. Leicester at home, I love Leicester at home. I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with you. I think Liverpool. I think that is one of the best performances up there, like that it was today. Basically, like today's performance was absolutely top draw, but they was just a good side. Worst defeat at home for you, Mitch, this season? Brentford was shocking. Brentford was up there.
Leeds was up there. Got to be 3-2.
Leeds. Who else? So Brentford for me, probably at the moment.
Yeah.
What else?
Man United.
Huh?
Man United. Noble's missed penalty in the last minute.
No, because I still quite enjoyed that game. Actually, I still quite enjoyed the game. Obviously, it's heartbreak, but I still quite enjoyed it. I'd say Brentford. It was shit. I remember the atmosphere was pretty poor that game. We was really frustrated. Obviously, Brentford weren't. Well, actually, at the time, I think we were struggling a little bit, and then got a good result against us. I'll probably say Brentford, mate. Brentford.
And what's been your best goal at the London Stadium this year. Finally.
Let's go. Fucking hell, you're really making me think here.
Good man.
That's
right.
These questions, James. I
That's
like
right.
it.
Do you know what I mean?
What's your favourite goal first?
I'll tell you what. I think Jared Bowen's goal against Chelsea was absolutely excellent, mate.
Oh yeah.
That goal when he just cut inside and just blasted it in the bottom corner. I think it was excellent.
Once it comes to mind, Antonio's one against Leicester. Yeah, it was fantastic. The one we spun him and smashed it. Yeah, that was a really good goal. And obviously the fact it was a great game as well for me at least. Made it a big one. Yarmolenko versus Sevilla. Great goal as well.
Cresswell's free kick there.
No, not Sevilla. Sorry, Cresswell's goal versus Evan. Yarmolenko's goal versus what was the thing we played? Villa. That was it. Someone said Lanzini versus City.
Home goals, people in the chat. Home goals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I think Cresswell's goals up there, definitely, 100%.
Yeah, for me, I actually think Yarmo's versus Villa. I think that was the hardest to do to score.
Yeah.
So for me, Yarmo.
Yeah, a good finish, I must admit. And that is it. That is it for tonight. I've got 85 people in my chat.
And the last little point. Sorry, James, really quick.
Go on, mate.
I'm still seeing our fan base lick Haller's arsehole. And it makes me sick. Absolutely sick. We're still talking about a man that did not want to be at the club. He tried to. He had pre-contract negotiations with the club in November, 3 months before he left. I'm still seeing people say, "Look, he's about to sign for Dortmund." I was right all along. Certain people, fucking Alan Mazeppa, for example, just absolutely ridiculous. He's been gone for fucking ages now, and we're still talking about him.
Do you know what, mate?
What winds me up is he was. And
do you know
what winds me up the most is people say the system didn't suit us, so it didn't suit him.
Listen, we need to get a striker at this club, mate, because all we're going to do is keep talking about Haller, isn't
it? The best players just integrate themselves into a system, mate. His first touch was horrific. His passing was horrific. He missed massive chances all the time. He was throwing goal once and he fucking fell on the floor. The one in the cup game where we went to, I don't know, what was it, Oxford or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some tiny tin pot club. And he just put it over the bar in front of goal. He had some horrific games for us. And it wasn't to do with the system. It was to do with the fact that he had some very, very off games. And I don't want the system to blame him because the fucking system is like bollocks, mate.
Yeah. Listen, I ain't going to talk about LA because he's been gone ages, right? Because.
And so we shouldn't be. And so we fucking shouldn't be.
Right. We shouldn't be worrying about players who ain't at the club anymore. Listen, fair play to him. He's gone on and done good things at Ajax. He has done good things in the Champions League. There's no stories about it, whether you like him or you don't. He's done good things. But, there is a but. Yeah, we shouldn't keep talking about this geezer. What I do want to see in the summer transfer window is a fucking striker at this club. And I would like to see that. And there is no excuses now. There's no excuses. There's no, we tried. You've got all the time in the world to try now. You've got free transfers. You've got Belotti. You've got fucking Soucek, or whatever it is in Czech Republic. Just get a striker at this club. And then people might actually start forgetting Haller. Haller is like an ex-girlfriend you just can't forget, isn't it, Mitch? It's just like an ex-girlfriend you just can't forget. It's like, I can't get over her sort of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? But please do get over her, and please do get over him.
I don't know, is she?
What?
Is he that kind of thing? Not for me.
Yeah, it is for a lot of the fan base, mate.
For some people, for some freaks, yeah. For me, he was a little cunt that was just in my fucking pain in my arse all the time, and I'm glad he went.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to leave it at that. Mitchell, thank you very much for coming on tonight, as always, mate. It's always a pleasure to have you on, and I really do appreciate it, man. Do you know what I mean? Listen, people, it has been a great day today, right, on all aspects. First of all, we got a good point against City. They're a top quality side, And it also is a big point. I agree with Mitchell there. It's a massive point, especially for next week. We have to beat Brighton next week. There's no two ways about it. Jared Bowen is getting there, becoming an absolute top-class footballer. Do you know what I mean? I always knew he was a decent or quality player, but he's becoming top quality now, this kid, I must admit. He's even surprising me. And finally, the man, Mr. West Ham, Mark Noble. It's a sad day to see him go, but I respect him. He's done the right thing. He wants to give it a miss now and say, right, it's down to the owners and all that to bring people in. I think if the owners had their way, they would have signed him up for another year and then not brought no one in to replace him. It's now on the owners to bring someone in. So much love to Mark Noble, mate. Total respect for the geezer, and I wish him every success and happiness in the world, mate, because he deserves it. And next week is massive, absolutely massive. If there's a game that we need to win next week, it's the Brighton away game. We need to beat this curse, and we need to beat them. Like we have not beaten this team.
And hopefully Ben Rama's back. We should be.
Yeah, hope so, mate. I need Antonio to score 1 goal and Benny to score 2, so I'm going to back a 3-1 win. So. It is tough, mate. Anyway, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And if you are, please hit the notification bell on the link. I will back during the week to do another video, as I always do, and I'll have more people on this channel. We've got guaranteed European football, but is it going to be Europa League or is it going to be Europa Conference League? Whatever it is, West Ham are massive all across Europe. Bye for now.